Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go ahead. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord pray. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Go to play. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bola bola. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to play. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go ahead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to bed. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajanandana. Yashodanandana Brajajanandana. Jamuna Tira Vanacari. Jamuna Tira Vanacari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Saman Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai. Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se Gaur Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jai. Sri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Giridham ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Navadvip Dham ki Jai. Swami to Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki Jai. Jamuna Mai ki Jai. Tulasi Devi ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Swami to Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances.
Krishna.
Nice to see you.
Humble obeisances. Jai Maharaj, I say humble obeisances. All glories to Gurudev, all glories to you.
Thank you, Maharaj, for coming. I'll put the verse on the screen so we can start, please.
Okay. So,
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
okay. Narayana namaskritya narachaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam dirayat nashtaprayasha badresu nityam bhagavatam sevaya bhagavati uttamas loke bhakti bhavati naistiki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Verse 11. Sutta Uvacha Upadarya Vachastasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsalaha Apandavam idam kartum droner astram abhudyata. Sutta Uvacha Upadarya Vachastasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsalaha Apandavam idam kartum droner astram abhudyata. Sutta Uvacha Upadarya Vachastasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsalaha Apandavam idam kartum droner astram abhudyataha. Word for word translation. Sutta Uvacha, Sutta Goswami said, Upadharya, by hearing her patiently, Vachaha, words, Tasyaha, her, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhakta Vatsalaha, he who is affectionate towards his devotees, Apandavam, without the existence of the Pandavas' descendants, idam, this, kartum, to do it, drone, of the son of Dronacharya, astram, weapon, abudhyata, understood. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Srila Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. Purport. Lord, the Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees because there is a great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. The Pandavas, the Pandava family was a family of devotees, and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world. That was the reason he vanquished the rule of the company of Duryodhana and established the rule of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Therefore, he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit, who was lying in embryo. He did not like the idea that the world should be without the Pandavas, the ideal family of devotees. Omagyanat mridasya gyanan gyanashalakaya chakshuram litam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yukta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunastam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swaminiti Namini Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Shri Tadmane Shri Ghora Karuna Shakti Bhakti Tirtha Namini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvesesa Sunyavadi Pasachade Satarini Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namini Gauratmize Namaha Nityanandova Tutendur Vasuda Pranavala Bhaha Janaviri Jivita Patir Krishna Prema Prabhu Padmavati Sutta Srimam Sachirananda Purva Jaha Bhavum Mata Jagat Rakta Rakta Gora Kile Varaha Advaitam Harinadvaita Racharyam Bhakti Shamshanat Bhaktavataram Itam Samarveta Acharya Ashraye Panchatattva Makam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gukumaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanavaya Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanitraya Namaste Pankajagraye Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagapate Gopesha Gopita Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Jayatam Surato Pango Mama Madirgatma Sarvaswa Padam Bhujo Radha Mandana Mohano Divyar Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimad Ranadhara Simhastanastau Sri Sri Radha Srila Govinda Devo Christianly be Sivya Manos Marami Shrimam Rasarasaram Vivam Sivata Tatastita Karusan Venu Swanai Gopi Gopinata Sri Estunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwari Vrisha Banu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Sutta Uvacha Upadhariya Vachastasya Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsala Apandavam Idam Kartum Droner Astram Abudyataha. Translation: Shuta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Aswatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lagayete grim yakri patamahan vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramanam Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Akanda Mandala Karam Vyaptayina Chara Charam Tatpadam Dashitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to render some little service. say something for our own purification and maybe for the benefit of the audience. We seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, and especially my superiors who are on the platform. I don't know whether His Holiness Kavichandra Maharaj is here. His Holiness Bhakti Damodara Maharaj is here. His Holiness Bhakti Vasudev Swami Maharaj is here. And His Holiness Bhakti Charadeshna Swami Maharaj is here. Please, I need your mercy so that I can say something beneficial for myself and probably for the benefit of the audience. So in this verse, Sutta Goswami is speaking that having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. So this is the sad story of Duryodhana and his cohorts, his team. They had a desire to eliminate the whole Pandava family. That was the plan of Dhritarashtra and his sons, 100 sons. They were scheming from the very onset how to eliminate the Pandavas so that they would occupy the throne of Hastinapur, so that they can be the sole rulers of the world. That was their plan. And so even to this point, we can see when that did not happen, when they lost the battle to the Pandavas, Ashwatthama is still going on the same wavelength. He's still going on the same vibration. He's still going with the same mentality, the same desire to eliminate even the last male of the family of the Pandavas. So he first of all killed the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi. And then he remembered that Uttara was pregnant with a son of Abhimanyu. And so, even though he has killed these 5 children of Draupadi, but there was still one last boy, last male in the womb of Uttara, and that should also be eliminated. So immediately, he released the Brahmastra weapon to destroy the embryo lying in the womb of Uttara. And with that destruction, that meant that the last male of the Pandavas would have been destroyed. So this is the program. This is the program of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and all his friends and sympathizers. But Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, had a different plan. And that is what Dhritarashtra and his children and their friends could not understand. That Krishna had a plan And therefore, Krishna's plan will prevail. Despite all their plans, despite all their machinations, their evil plans, Krishna's supreme plan will prevail. So here, Aswatthama has released the Brahmastra weapon. It has entered the womb of Uttara. It has actually bent the body of Parikshit, destroyed it completely, and he felt he had achieved something. But little did he know that he was dealing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the intimacy. The intimacy between Krishna and his devotees is very solid. When one becomes a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he enters into such a wonderful relationship with Krishna, and Krishna will always reciprocate with the devotees. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees. Because there is a great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. The Pandava family was a family of devotees, and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world. So, Krishna is impartial. The Lord himself makes such a statement in the Bhagavad-Gita. Samoham sarvabhuteshu namedveshostina priyaha. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayite teshu chapi aham. Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad-Gita 9:29, I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I'm equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. He is in me, and I'm also a friend to him. So even though Krishna is impartial, but anyone who renders some service to Krishna, he becomes a friend to the Lord, and the Lord becomes a friend to him. So that is the power of devotional service. Krishna tells the gopis, Mayi bhaktir hi bhutanam armatvaya kalpate arma mritatwaya kalpate, that every living entity is given the chance to engage in devotional service. And by engaging in that devotional service, one becomes qualified to live with him in the spiritual sky. One who engages in devotional service immediately wins the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thereby qualifies to live with the Lord in the spiritual sky. And then he told the gopis, Dishtya yat asin mat sneho, bhavit na mat apanaha. Then you people have developed special attraction for me, and therefore you have purchased me. You have purchased me. So by devotional service, Mayi Bhaktir, any living entity can become very dear to Krishna. The Pandavas, they are very dear to Krishna. I was listening to one lecture yesterday. Srila Prabhupada was saying that the Pandavas, their relationship with Krishna is very special. Says all the 5 Pandavas, they were friends to Krishna. Of course, Arjuna was the best of the friends among the Pandavas. But Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhima, Sahadev, Nakul, they were all very friendly towards Krishna, and they were always all eager to serve Krishna. But amongst them, Arjuna had that special relationship with Krishna. Arjuna was very intimate with Krishna. He was a special friend. Then Srila Prabhupada says, and even their mother, Kunti Maharani was Krishna's aunt. And what to speak of their wife, Draupadi? Draupadi was a very special devotee of Krishna. Actually, she was called Krishna also. So the whole family of the Pandavas was a family of very intimate devotees of the Lord. And as Krishna is saying in Bhagavad-Gita, that anyone who renders service unto him, he becomes his friend in him, and he also becomes a friend in him. So therefore, the relationship between Krishna and the Pandavas is so sweet and so intimate that Krishna will do anything and everything for the benefit of the Pandavas. And we saw that during the Battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna agreed, he accepted to be the charioteer of Arjuna. Actually, just by becoming the charioteer of Arjuna, it was certain that the battle was won by the Pandavas. Actually, it is mentioned that when Arjuna requested Krishna to be his charioteer, Krishna told Arjuna, or he asked Arjuna, that my dear Arjuna, you are asking me to be your charioteer. That means I am going to sit in front of you, and all the arrows and astras, weapons that will be directed towards you will reach me first. So indirectly, you're asking me to sit in front of you and be a shield, so that all the arrows and other weapons that your enemies will throw at you will land on my chest. And Arjuna smiled and said, my dear Lord, you cannot be harmed by anybody. You are imperceptible, impermeable. Nothing can harm you. The mightiest weapon from the mightiest warrior cannot harm you, my dear Lord, because you are parata para. You are above everyone else, and you're the best of the best. So no one can touch you in any way. No weapon can harm you in any way. So I just want you to drive my chariot, to guide me, to lead me into the battle. For the weapons, forget about it. None of them will harm you. And Krishna smiles in agreement to what Arjuna was saying. So, but the point here is that is because the Pandavas were very intimate with Krishna, and Krishna was very intimate with the Pandavas. There was a pact of affectionate relationship between Krishna and his devotees. In the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukadeva Goswami why Krishna supported the demigods against the demons. Parikshit Maharaj was wondering that if Krishna is partial, then why does he support the demigods against the demons? And Shukadeva Goswami said, Ya isha rajana pi kala ishitaha satvam suranikam evaidhyata ataha. It says, my dear king, the time factor enhances the development of the mode of goodness. Thus, although the Supreme Lord is a controller, he favors the demigods, who are mostly situated in Sattva Gun. So, the devotees, the demigods, they are always situated in a mode of goodness. Actually, the devotees are situated in Suddha Sattva. Suddha Sattva means transcendental goodness. But before one can reach that transcendental goodness, he must be on the platform of Sattva Gun. The demons are always influenced by Rajagun and Tamagun. Rajagun brings about unlimited material desires, and Tamagun brings about destruction. Sattva-gun is for progress. Sattva-gun brings about development. Rajagun brings about unlimited material hankerings and desires. And Tamagun brings about destruction. No wonder the Guna avatars, Lord Vishnu, is in charge of maintenance of the universe. He is controlling the mode of goodness. Lord Brahma, because he has to create material cosmos, he has unlimited desires for creation. So he represents Rajagun. And Lord Shiva, he is responsible for the destruction of the universe. So he is controlling Tamagun. So this is very important. Devotees must endeavor to always remain in a mode of goodness, Sattva Gun, because Krishna is inclined to the demigods because they are always in the mode of goodness. The devotees must endeavor to always remain on the platform of goodness in order to attract Krishna's friendship, in order to attract Krishna's mercy. So the Pandavas, they are always in a mode of goodness. Actually, beyond mode of goodness, Suddha Sattva, they are always in pure goodness. And Krishna becomes attracted to them. So, even though Krishna is very partial, even though Krishna is not partial, as he stated in the Bhagavad-Gita, Samoham Sarvabhuteshu, I'm not partial, but Krishna remains partial with his devotees. Ye yatamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajami anham. As they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. So, even though Krishna is not partial, anyone who surrenders to Krishna, anyone who renders some service to Krishna, anyone who has some affection for Krishna, Krishna will certainly reciprocate. That is for sure. when Srivas Muni offended Ambarish Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Damodara Maharaj was mentioning a few days back how the Lord installed his Sudarshan Chakra in the palace of Ambarish Maharaj to protect him, because the Lord knew that in the future, a rascal like Srivas Muni would come and disturb him. So therefore, the Lord installed the Sudarshan Chakra in the palace of Ambarish. Srivas Muni was blind to that Sudarshan Chakra. If he had seen that Sudarshan Chakra, he wouldn't have attempted to punish Ambarish Maharaj. But because the Sudarshan Chakra was invisible to Srivas Muni, he thought he was very powerful. But when he tried to harm Ambarish Maharaj, he suffered the consequences. He was chased by the chakra all over the material creation, the universe, and eventually into the spiritual world. When Srivas Muni came in front of Lord Narayan told him, Sadavo Hirdayam Mahim, Sadunam Hirdayam tu Aham, Mat Anyate na Aham, Mat Anyat Naham Tebyom Manat Api. When Srivas Muni came before Lord Narayan told him, the pure devotees is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of my pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else besides me, and I do not know anyone else besides them. So in this way, Srivas Muni was educated how to behave towards devotees. Srivas Muni received knowledge from Lord Narayan how to deal with devotees. Before then, Srivas Muni did not understand the position of a Vaishnava. But when he was chased by the Sudarshan Chakra, burning his back, the heat of the Sudarshan Chakra was burning his back while he was running throughout the universe and even into the spiritual world. He was feeling the heat of the Sudarshan Chakra. And so when he heard this sermon from Narayan, that the Lord is very, very intimate with his devotees, and that if you offend the devotee, you also offend the Lord. Actually, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport of this verse that Srivas Muni, by causing pain to the devotee Ambarish Maharaj, he was actually causing pain to Lord Narayan, because Lord Narayan is situated in the heart of the pure devotee, and the pure devotee is situated in the heart of Lord Narayan. So if you do any harm to the pure devotee, you are actually harming Lord Narayan, Krishna, and Krishna will react. So therefore, the devotees are very, very intimate with Krishna, and Krishna is very, very intimate with his devotees. He says he lives in the heart of the devotee, and the devotee lives in the heart of Krishna. This is the pact of love and affection between the Lord and his devotees. The Lord cannot do without his devotees, and the devotees cannot do without the Lord. Of course, Krishna is independent. Krishna is Swarat. He's Abhigya Swarat. He is all cognizant and also all completely independent. He does not depend on anyone. Yet, because of the love, because of the affection between Krishna and his devotees, Krishna is attached to his devotees. And this attachment is a very sweet relationship. And that is the potency of devotional service. Anyone can become a dear servant of Krishna, and Krishna will enter into such an intimate relationship with such a devotee that the devotee cannot live without Krishna, and Krishna will always want the association of such a devotee. We see in Vrindavan, Krishna is always surrounded by his devotees, whether daytime or nighttime. In the daytime, Krishna is surrounded by the cowherd boys, Gopals. And in the nighttime, he's surrounded by the gopis. Krishna is never alone. When we say Krishna, it also includes his devotees. So there is such intimate relationship between the devotees and the Lord that the Lord is ready to do anything for the pleasure of the devotees, and the devotees are ready to do anything for the pleasure of Krishna. And by such relationship, the devotee is completely in bliss, completely happy, completely peaceful, completely joyful. Shishukam avyayam, Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita. That devotional service is supposed to be done joyfully. If we do it right, we should be joyful because it is transcendental. So Prabhupada mentions in one purport that devotional service should not be compared with material activities because devotional service is divya, is transcendental, is spiritual. It belongs to the spiritual world. And anyone who is engaged in this devotional service becomes very intimate with the Lord. Actually, that is a special function of devotional service. Sudama Brahmana went to visit Krishna, and Krishna embraced him. So Sudama Brahmana was ecstatic. He said, "Who am I? See me. I am a poor friend of the Brahmana." He doesn't even call himself a Brahmana. He says, "I'm a poor friend of a Brahmana." And who is Krishna? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, endowed with all the opulences in full. Yet, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose potency cannot be estimated, he has embraced me. Bahubhyam Parivadbraham. He has embraced me with his hands, his lotus arm. He has embraced me. Sudama was in ecstasy when Krishna embraced him. And why is Krishna embracing him? Because he's a dear devotee of the Lord. He's a pure devotee of the Lord. Sometimes people are reluctant to surrender to Krishna. People want to keep their little independence. People want to keep their little material freedom, because why should I surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead? I want to be independent and do whatever I like. So Prabhupada says that is our misfortune. Any living entity that fails to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is his misfortune. Those who are fully surrendered to Krishna, Krishna embraces them like Sudama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom everybody is worshiping, everybody is taking shelter. He embraces the devotee and brings him close to his heart. That is the benefit of becoming a surrendered soul to Krishna. When one surrenders everything to Krishna, he becomes the property of Krishna. And Krishna also becomes a property of the devotee. Akinchana gochara, niskinchana asya. When a devotee surrenders to Krishna, when a devotee gives up everything else in this world and surrenders to Krishna, Krishna accepts that devotee as his personal property. And he also offers himself as a property to the devotee. And such an intense, intimate, sweet relationship exists between the devotee and Krishna. So here we see that the Pandavas, they are such intimate devotees. Krishna used to spend several months in the palace of the Pandavas. And when he's about to leave, Yudhishthira Maharaj will approach him and say, my dear Lord, please, you cannot leave us. Please stay for another 1 month. And because of that devotional service, that relationship of devotional service, Krishna will oblige. Krishna will stay for another 1 month. He's the supreme personality of Godhead. He has the authority to do anything he wants to do, but Krishna is still subservient to his devotees. That is the sweetness between the Lord and his devotees. The devotees want to do anything to please Krishna, and Krishna wants to do anything to please the Lord. So therefore, becoming a surrendered soul to Krishna, we lose nothing. There is nothing to lose. If you surrender 100% to the desires of Krishna, there is nothing to lose if you give your life in the service of Krishna. There is much to gain, certainly. There is a mention of how when Srila Prabhupada was in Jhansi, when he started the League of Devotees, and he was given some hall to start the preaching. Before Srila Prabhupada went to America, he actually started one movement called the League of Devotees, or some people say the Leg of Devotees. And he actually wanted to start the preaching there. And he had one disciple in Jhansi. He initiated one disciple in Jhansi. But the property that was given to Prabhupada was later taken away. And Srila Prabhupada left Jhansi. And that's how he came back to Vrindavan. So it is described in Srila Prabhupada, our dear friend, very sweet book written by Mulari Dear Prakriti Mataji, very sweet book. It is mentioned there that on one Janmashtami, Srila Prabhupada was alone in the hall. Janmashtami, he was singing and dancing all day and all night, performing Harinam Sankirtan. One man Harinam Sankirtan, Prabhupada was performing with his mridanga, singing and dancing all day, all night. And then what happened? Krishna appeared from nowhere and garlanded Srila Prabhupada with a very special garland. Those flowers were nowhere to be found in Jhansi. So this is disciple came later and saw Prabhupada wearing that garland. And he asked Srila Prabhupada, where do you get this garland from? And Srila Prabhupada did not say anything. He simply smiled. After a while, the disciple asked Prabhupada again, where do you get this garland? Because these flowers are not common in Jhansi. And even if it's out of season, flowers are out of season. So I'm wondering where you get this garland from. After he persisted with his questions, then Prabhupada reluctantly said, Krishna gave me. While I was performing the kirtan alone here, all of a sudden Krishna appeared and put this garland on my neck. So this devotee he became ecstatic. He was excited. He immediately started feeling some joy of Krishna consciousness. He was inspired by the fact that Srila Prabhupada's devotional service attracted Krishna to personally appear with a special garland and put it on his neck. So this is the power of devotional service. There is nothing to gain in becoming a surrendered soul to Krishna. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose in becoming a surrendered soul to Krishna. There is everything to gain in becoming a surrendered soul to Krishna. Krishna becomes the servant of the devotee. Krishna becomes subservient to the devotee. So devotional service is so powerful. The Nectar Devotion says one of the qualities of pure devotional service is karsharti. Karsharti means it even attracts Krishna. Devotional service even attracts Krishna. So when a devotee performs unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service, it attracts Krishna. And Krishna appears and blesses such a devotee. Before I conclude for questions, there is a very interesting verse in the Vishnu Sahasranam, the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. It says, Suvrata Sumukha Sukshma, Shugosha Shukada Suhirit, Manohara Jita Krodo Virabahur Vidaranaha. Suvrata means that Krishna is pleased with his devotees who faithfully keep their vows to serve him. Krishna is very pleased with the devotees who faithfully keep their vows to serve him. So when a devotee keeps his vows to serve the Lord and never fails, immediately he attracts Krishna's attention. Sumukha, Krishna's smiling face reveals his blissful nature. In fact, Srimati Radharani describes Krishna's face as an ocean of nectar. Krishna's face is an ocean of nectar. And when the devotee sees Krishna's face, he is thrown into ecstasy. Sugosa, Krishna is so expert in playing his flute that he charms the mind of the great personalities of the universe and all other living entities. Krishna's flute is so charming, it attracts all the great personalities in the universe and all other living entities. When Krishna was performing his rasa dance with the gopis, he was blowing on his flute, and the flute music went all the way to Kailash. And Lord Shiva heard the music, he could not contain it. He abandoned his wife Parvati and rushed down to Vrindavan and wanted to participate in a rasa dance. Shukada. Krishna's pastimes are very delightful. His wonderful pastimes are very delightful to everyone. He captivates everyone with his wonderful pastimes. Suhirit, he is a well-wishing friend of everyone, and especially the devotees. Manohar, his threefold bending form captures everyone. It captures everyone's mind. His threefold bending form captures everyone's mind. Ajita Kroda, Krishna did not become angry with Kaliya. Even though Kaliya was attacking Krishna very vigorously, but Krishna was just playing, he was just dancing, he was just relaxing on the hoods of Kaliya. Actually, Krishna blessed Kaliya by stepping on his hoods. Krishna's lotus feet step on the hoods of Kaliya. How many devotees get the mercy of Krishna stepping on their heads? Kaliya got that mercy. So Krishna is called Ajita Kroda. He had completely conquered anger, even though Kaliya was trying to bite Krishna in 1,000 ways, but Krishna was simply blessing Kaliya. That is Krishna. And Virabahu. Virabahu means with his very powerful arms, he can crush any hero. Like Jarasandh, he can crush any Sisupal, anyone. Krishna can crush any hero. And Krishna is called Vidarana. Vidarana means he split the beak of Bakasura like a blade of grass. Blade of grass is called Vidara. Vidarana. He split the mouth of Agasura like a blade of grass. So Krishna has a special affection for his devotees. Suvrata. Krishna, those devotees who faithfully keep their vows to serve Krishna. Krishna becomes very much affectionate, very much inclined to them, and Krishna is ready to do anything and everything for Krishna, for the devotee's pleasure. Therefore, Sutta Goswami uses the word here, Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsala. Bhagavan Bhakta Vatsala. So Bhakta Vatsala means that Krishna is very, very affectionate to his devotees. So this is the opportunity that this Krishna consciousness is given to all of us. We can all become very dear to Krishna. And Krishna will become very dear to us. So this is the opportunity for everyone. As we surrender to Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate with you. So let us take advantage of this wonderful disposition of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to relate to anybody and everybody, to have affection for everyone. Let's take advantage and intensify our devotional service so that we can become very dear to Krishna and Krishna can become very dear to us. As he is dear to the Pandavas and the Pandavas are dear to him. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for your wonderful class. Provoke a lot of questions. The first question is coming from Ganga Prashad. Ganga, please, you have the floor.
Hare Krishna, obeisance Hare Krishna. Thank you for the illuminating class. I just needed some clarification of understanding.
Okay.
In the last chapter, the chapter preceding this, the son of Drona punished. It was mentioned after he killed the 5 sons of Draupadi. Then he was escaping, and Arjun chased after him in the company of Krishna.
Yeah.
Then, when Ashwatthama became helpless, he released Brahmastra. This is the point where my question is coming from. The place we are reading now is said that Ashwatthama, Krishna knew, or Krishna understood that Ashwatthama has released Brahmastra. So my question is, or my lack of understanding, was Brahmastra released 2 times, or was it the same Brahmastra that was released when he was escaping that has been channeled to destroy the embryo or the fetus in the womb of Uttara? Was Brahmastra released twice, or was it just that one that is still functioning?
Well, to the best of my understanding, Maharaj is here. He can add more. To the best of my understanding, the first Brahmastra that was released was counteracted by Arjuna. Yeah, Krishna instructed Arjuna to withdraw that. So Arjuna has to release another Brahmastra weapon, and they clash in the sky, and Arjuna withdrew that. So to the best of my understanding, I can say that there was a second Brahmastra weapon that was sent into the womb of Uttara. And in fact, it is said that these Brahmastra weapons are specific. They have specific functions. They are not generalized. When you chant the mantra and you release a Brahmastra weapon, you give it specific direction where it should go and what it should do, and it will do exactly that. Prabhupada explains that these Brahmastra weapons, these Vedic mantras chanted by Kshatriyas, had specific functions, specific instructions. So that Brahmastra weapon was released specifically to destroy Parikshit Maharaj in the womb of Uttara. The other Brahmastra weapon that was released was actually meant for destroying the whole world, actually. Aswatthama realized he was in danger. And so he felt, if I have to die, everybody should die. He released that Brahmastra weapon to destroy the whole world. That was his. But this particular one was directed towards only one person, the embryo in the womb of Uttara. But Damodara Maharaj is here. Maharaj, you can help me out.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah, two, not only one.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, the Brahmastra is specific because it is coming from the mode of goodness, which is different from our nuclear weapon, which is in the mode of darkness, ignorance.
Thank you. So Ganga Prasad Prabhu, are you okay?
I'm a little bit pacified, only that when I am just trying to trace something. Was this second Brahmastra released after Arjuna shaved his head and removed the jewel on his forehead and pushed him out? Was it when it was released? And my reflection is, it is dangerous to have killed a snake or to release a general in an army, even though you have conquered him. It can be counterproductive.
Yes, yes.
So I'm seeing in this slide that this is the consequence of just setting him free, not realizing he is still dangerous.
Yes, yes. After he was released, then he did this again. So when you kill a snake, you should cut the head. If you don't cut the head, it can get up and cause problem again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Our next question is from Narayane. Please, you have the floor. Narayane Devidasi. Unmute your mic, please. Narayane, we can't hear your voice.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. My question is, I want to know why Arjuna was confused on the battlefield when he's exalted person to fight the Pandavas.
Yes. Actually, thank you for your question, Matiji. Arjuna was confused in the beginning. Before the Bhagavad-Gita was spoken, he was confused. Some acharyas explain that actually Arjuna's confusion was made by Krishna. Krishna wanted to speak Bhagavad-Gita for the benefit of all of us. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Daivadam mentions that Krishna displays his mercy in three ways. One way Krishna displays his mercy is called Aloka Dana Kripa. Aloka Dana Kripa means Krishna manifests before the devotee. Krishna appears before the devotee and he gives darshan to the devotee. It's called Aloka Dana Kripa. That's the mercy of Krishna presenting himself before the devotee. And then there is Harada Kripa. Harada Kripa means Krishna manifesting within the heart of the devotee and empowering the devotee from within the heart. Like the case of Shukadeva Goswami, Krishna entered his heart and empowered him. Like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Lord Chaitanya entered their hearts and empowered them. That is called Harada Kripa. That's Krishna's mercy. The third way Krishna manifests his mercy is called Vachika Kripa. Vachika Kripa means the mercy of Krishna's words. Like the case of the gopis. When Akura came to Vrindavan to take, on the order of Kamsa, to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura, the gopis would not allow the chariot of Akura to move. They block it. There was a blockade. They wouldn't allow Akura to take Krishna and Balaram out of Vrindavan. But Krishna has some business to execute in Mathura. He had to go and kill Kamsa, but the gopis were not allowing. So what did Krishna do? He gave his words. Vachika Kripa. He said, my dear gopis, please understand this. I have a very, very special business to execute in Mathura. So please, let me go. I will certainly come back. Don't worry. I will be with you soon. As soon as I finish that business in Mathura, I will come back. And so the gopis, when they heard this from Krishna, they heard these words from Krishna, they immediately accepted. And then they allowed Akura to take Krishna and Balaram to Vrindavan. And actually, those words of Krishna actually kept the gopis alive in Vrindavan. When Uddhava went on an errand to visit the gopis, the Rajavasis, the gopis told Uddhava that those words of Krishna is keeping us alive. So that is called Vachika Kripa, the mercy of the Lord of the Lord. So Krishna knew, or Krishna wanted to leave his mercy behind for us in Kali Yuga. Krishna came in Dwarapa Yuga, and Krishna was very, very kind. He wanted to leave his words, the Bhagavad-Gita, for all of us. And so he kindly put Arjuna under illusion so that Arjuna would become reluctant to fight. And as a result of that, Krishna will get the opportunity to speak Bhagavad-Gita that we have today. You and me and everybody else, we are benefiting, we are beneficiaries of Arjuna's illusion. So we cannot say Arjuna was an illusion. Arjuna was used by Krishna for our benefit. If Arjuna had not entered in that illusion, probably Krishna wouldn't have spoken the Bhagavad-Gita, and probably me and you will not get a chance to read Bhagavad-Gita. So that Arjuna's illusion, confusion, is actually our pleasure, is actually our benediction, is actually our good fortune. That's the way Krishna works his ways out.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. That means Arjuna's illusion is in the mode of goodness.
That's right.
Our next question is from Sahadev Prabhu, please. Sahadev.
Hare Krishna. Sahadev, well, you asked me a difficult question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you. Your classes are always so beautiful. Do you know the lady who asked the question, Narayani?
No, I've seen her first. This is the second time she asked me a question.
Yeah, I asked because this is your own daughter, Brihaspati Prabhu's daughter, Narayani.
Oh,
yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Brihaspati Prabhu.
Thank you. Actually, I received some gifts from her.
Okay.
Came to the temple. I was away, I think, in Nigeria some 2 years ago. And I came back and I received some gifts, some sandals, some towels, some gifts. And the Brihaspati Prabhu said, it's her daughter who left them for me. Thank you, Narayani Mataji. Thank you, Sadhu, for making this known to me.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Well, so my question is from the purport. Srila Prabhupada was saying that the Pandava family was a family of devotees, and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world.
Yeah.
That was the reason he vanquished the rule of the company of Duryodhana and established the rule of Maharaj Yudhishthira.
Yeah.
Therefore, he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit, who was
Yeah.
lying in the embryo. We've read and also heard several times that when one becomes a devotee, especially when one becomes very advanced devotee, like 14 generations past and future are all saved. So my question is, when Krishna says, or like Srila Prabhupada was saying in one of his lectures in London, that Sri Prahlad asked Lord Nrsimhadev to also save his father. And Lord Nrsimhadev said, not only your father, but generations before and generations after. So when Krishna says that, do these people coming in the line of this great person automatically become devotees of the Lord, or it doesn't really matter what they do, they are automatically saved?
Well, reading the story of Bali Maharaj, some light is there. It says that Krishna says that Vamanadev, he says that due to the devotional service of Prahlad Maharaj, because Bali Maharaj was the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Virochana is the son of Prahlad Maharaj, and Bali is the son of Virochana. So Bali Maharaj is a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. And when Vamanadev offered Sutala to Bali Maharaj and became the doorkeeper, he explained why that situation. He said, it is not because Bali Maharaj gave me 3 steps of land. It is not because of Bali Maharaj's devotional service. It is simply due to the fact that his grandfather, Prahlad Maharaj, satisfied me so much. So once one becomes a pure devotee, the family members down the line, 14 generations down the line, 14 generations up the line, will automatically benefit from his devotional service. And the Lord will automatically become inclined towards such souls because they have appeared in the family of a pure devotee. So somehow or the other, the Lord will arrange for them to render some service. Actually, because Bali Maharaj was a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, that is actually why Vamanadev went to his arena, his sacrificial arena, to beg for 3 steps of land. Because he is a descendant of Prahlad Maharaj, the Lord wanted to favor him. So automatically, having taken birth, in the family of a pure devotee, automatically you attract the Lord's mercy. The Lord's mercy will come to you because of that pure devotee. And that is the greatness of devotional service. Even if one is very rich, probably those who are yet to come, 14 generations, may benefit from your wealth. But those who have already disappeared, how will they benefit from your wealth? But devotional service is complete, that when you render devotional service, those who are yet unborn will benefit, and those who have already died and gone will also benefit. So the Lord will arrange that each member of these 14 down and 14 up the line will benefit. by getting the opportunity to render devotional service to the Lord. That is my understanding.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your answer. Still on that very purport, where Krishna said he wanted the Pandavas to rule the world.
Yeah.
So my question is it not a direct instruction or desire of Krishna that devotees should get into politics and rule the world? And we're not doing that.
Prabhupada says like that also. Prabhupada says that until Vaishnavas rule the world cannot be a peaceful place. So therefore, Prabhupada was encouraging Balavanta Prabhu in Atlanta, Georgia, in the US, to run for governorship. Prabhupada was encouraging him. He says, until Vaishnavas become the heads of states, we cannot get peace, because devotees will act according to Krishna's instruction, and that will bring Vaikuntha on earth. So that's a very important question. Those devotees who are inclined to the Kshatriya spirit, they can enter into politics, and they should rule according to Krishna's instruction. Just see, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was a magistrate. And because he was a Vaishnava, because he was a devotee, he was very efficient. He would judge many cases within the stipulated time in a day. Normally in court, they delay with so many cases. But it is said that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the British were very happy with him, because what would take the normal magistrate several days, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur would do it in a few hours. He would do many cases in a few hours, in the morning, in the afternoon. So it is a fact that if devotees become lawyers, devotees become doctors, devotees become heads of states, things will work better, because they will work without any motivation. They are just doing it because they want to please the Lord. They are just doing it because they want to please the citizens, and things will go in a better direction. So those devotees who have the Kshatriya spirit, they should venture into becoming heads of states, becoming governors, and becoming important people in society. And in fact, when we have important people in society becoming devotees, it is also some form of preaching. For instance, in Ghana, we had one of our devotees who became an MP, a member of parliament, and eventually became a minister of parliament. When he was to take his oath, they were going to bring him a Bible. He said, no, I will use the Bhagavad-Gita for my oath. And so they said they don't have it. He sent his driver to go and bring it from his car. And that became a big news. So all the parliamentarians, all the ministers, the head of state, everybody, the speaker of parliament, everybody got to know about Bhagavad-Gita and got to know about Krishna. Krishna became a popular word in the parliament. Anytime he would want to speak, they would start saying, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna in parliament, because he's a devotee. So he was making people to chant. Recently, I met him at a program at the Indian High Commission. He was with the Speaker of Parliament, who also happens to be my 1 year senior in school, Bagman, Ransford Bagman. So he was on the high table with them, and he saw me. So he called me, and he started introducing me to all the high table members. And the Bagman said, I know this man, I know Mr. Sylvester, so don't introduce him to me. But he introduced me to all the ministers and all the different people on the high table. And they were all very happy with him as a devotee. So it is important, if devotees are inclined to this, we should encourage them to do it. It will make the preaching easier. King Ashoka Maharaj, he was behind the spread of Buddhism across the world because he took to Buddhism. So if we have one person in that position, he would spread the movement very quickly.
Thank you, Maharaj, for your good answer. We have 4 hands up. Ganga Prasad, Adok Sacha, Narayan, Ishwara Prabhu, 4 people up, and we still have 5 on the chat. So
Hare
Ganga
Krishna.
Prasad, okay,
Hare
Ishwara Prabhu,
Krishna.
please.
Hare
Ishwara Prabhu,
Krishna.
please go on. Wait,
Hare
wait,
Krishna,
wait.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you
Yeah, I'm glad to be
Corona.
here.
You defeated Corona flat. You knock him out.
Yeah. I was just going to make a little comment.
Okay.
The question of the devotees, actually 21 generations of devotees who get delivered from the past
Okay.
and also from the future.
Yeah.
Now we find that Bali Maharaj,
Mm.
who was the grandson of
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad.
Yeah.
So his daughter, her name was Ratmala. Her name was Ratmala.
Yeah.
Now, Ratmala is who actually initially, when she saw Vaman coming, she was very attracted to Vaman. Vaman said that, oh, I wish to nurture this boy. I wish to nurture him. He was so attractive. But after Vamandev, basically arrested Bali, make him ashamed, humiliated Bali, turn him up. So she became very angry. She said, okay, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill this boy. So she had that mentality. And then in Krishna Lila, she became Putana.
That's right.
So she became Putana in Krishna Lila. Now, of course, Krishna killed her, but he gave her the topmost liberation, becoming one of Krishna's nurse.
That's right.
So you can see that that generation of devotees becoming, liberated. That long generation is, even though somebody was a demon, very ferocious demon, still, because of that connection through the previous lives.
Yeah.
So, so she got the topmost liberation.
Wow.
Of being a Krishna's nurse. So you can see that's Putana.
Yes,
was previously the daughter of the Bali Maharaj.
Thank you very much. Amazing.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Now we go to Ganga Prasad, please. Have a comment? Question?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ganga Prasad Prabhu.
Yeah, my question is in furtherance to Kusha Prabhu's question about politics and devotees. I have a little bit of need for proper understanding.
Yeah.
In modern day democracy, Prabhupada was apprehensive about it because he called it demon crazy.
That's right.
That is one point. Second point is Mahaprabhu taught by his own example when he was denying audience for King Prataparudra that the royal class should be avoided. So in these two instances, I seem to be caught up in a dilemma of understanding what should be the right path to take. The modern day politics, we all know, once you enter, you will be contaminated, and then you will not be able to, because the evil association corrupts. So what should be the real take? Otherwise, if we don't make it a strict jacket thing, yes, devotees can, but if a devotee goes in the midst of these demons, it will not have a level playing ground. And so he's either is compromised or he will not have no voice.
Yes, what you're saying is a fact also that the association of non-devotees could contaminate a sincere devotee. So it's often said, show me your friend and I'll tell you your character. So the fact is that one could be contaminated by getting into politics. And also, if one gets into politics, because it's democracy, everything is by vote. So you may not have that much influence, even in your position as a leader in this present political dispensation. That is true. So it means that if a devotee wants to enter into that field, he must be prepared. In fact, this devotee who just completed 4 years as a minister. He was telling me some of these things we are saying. He was the regional minister for the Eastern region, and his people wanted him to do things against his principles. You know, he should allow them to chop government money, he should make deals with them and all those things. And he refused. So they reported him to the president. And so the president invited him and asked him, put the accusations before him. And when he explained, the president was happy with him. That he needed, these are the type of people the president needs to work with. They want to do deals, make money out of government funds, and he is saying no, and because of that, they are reporting him to the president. So it means that if one wants to go into such a thing, he must be like this devotee, Krishna Kripa Prabhu. He must be principled, he must be strong in order to deal with the outside world. Otherwise, as you're saying, one may even compromise his position as a devotee and end up becoming a non-devotee. So it's a caution that before we step into those shoes, know where we are going and how we are going to deal with it. It's not going to be that an easy thing, but one has to be careful, extra careful, handling that such a position. But it is necessary because we can see that if we have one devotee up there, he can help. He can make the preaching popular. He can make it popular. He can bring important people to. So, but only the devotee has to be very, very careful, extra careful, and he doesn't get contaminated.
Thank you, Maharaj. Yeah, Maharaj has a comment.
Yeah.
Maharaj, you have the floor.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I agree with this. And also the point Gaga Prasad raised. And I remember also that when the Srila Prabhupada, they requested Balbandra Prabhu to enter into politics, he didn't push it on. At a certain stage, he asked him to stop. They all stopped because he saw the danger devotees were going to pass through, and they will not succeed. Here in Nigeria, I've seen many devotees who went into it. We lost all of them.
Serious?
We lost all of them. Even those who were the central bank. We have 3 members from Central Bank of Nigeria. We lost all of them because they were just doing what we are saying. That when they were going to do something, they said, no, this is not good, this is not good. They transferred this 3 devotees from one office. Every day they had to be sent to different department. And eventually their wives had to protest seriously to protect their husband from being sacked. So we lost them.
Mm.
For this at this time, it is very dangerous for devotees. Even those who were junior, who went to junior in Abuja, 3 devotees in Kaduna, we also lost them. In the beginning, they coming to complain to proper leader who were temple president that time. Oh, this year it is terrible, it is terrible, it is terrible. Eventually, we lost all of them. Today, we don't see them again because they have to merge to the current. The current was heavier. As they said in Montreal, if you cannot beat them, you have to join them. So they joined them. And we lost all of them. So from my experience, it is dangerous particularly for this country, it is dangerous for devotees to go there. And then in Ghana, it is different. And it is also like that because the president is different. If it is a very rugged person, it will be difficult. Even see in India, look at the challenges Modi is passing through in India. That is India. But look at the challenges he's passing through. Whatever other places that they don't have the culture like that in India, it will be hellish, and we're going to lose all of them if we push them. This is my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, we have again Narayani comment or question. Narayani, unmute your mic, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna,
I want to find out why Krishna. Forgotten the name. I want to find out why Krishna allow oh God, forgetting the name.
Pankajangri, Prabhu.
Okay. Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu?
No, remind me.
Call the person to ask her question or his question. You want to see the person?
Remind me.
Give him the mic or her. Why is she hiding?
You can just describe it. Forget the name. Describe it, we will know.
Yeah.
Subhadra, yes. Subhadra's son.
Yeah. Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu, yes. I want to know why Krishna allowed him to die
In the
very
battle.
painful that way on the battlefield.
Yes. Some acharyas commented that, Arjuna was not fighting to his best capacity. Arjuna was respecting some of the Kauravas. So Krishna allowed Abhimanyu to be killed in that wicked manner in order to bring out the best of Arjuna. Before the death of Abhimanyu, Arjuna was fighting with respect. He was shooting his arrows with respect. He was considering some people superiors and some people inferiors. And Krishna did not like that. So, but when Abhimanyu was killed in a rough way, not following the principles of Kshatriya Dharma, Arjuna became mad. Arjuna became wild. Arjuna was incensed. And he took a very irrational vow that by tomorrow evening, Jarata, who masterminded the killing of my son, if I don't kill him, I'll enter fire. So again, Krishna was manipulating the whole arrangement because he has to push Arjuna and the other Pandavas to fight to their maximum. So it is said that Krishna took away Abhimanyu, and I think I also read somewhere that it was predicted that Abhimanyu will die young. It was predicted that he would die young. But Krishna used Abhimanyu's death to incense Arjuna to fight to his best capacity. That was the reason.
Maharaj, we have one question from George Amega in the chat room. Hare Krishna Prabhu, how then can we see a pure devotee becoming confused about his devotional service in this age of Kali? Often, if such things happened, cut the devotee from ISKCON. Isn't that we should accept as a fortune rather than a curse? This is pertaining to the answer you gave to Mother Narayani.
Concerning Arjuna's confusion being a blessing?
Yes.
Well, a pure devotee should not be confused unless Krishna wants to use him for a particular situation. But in the Arjuna situation, Krishna was right there with him, and he was manipulating the situation. So definitely, Krishna was present. And so because Krishna was present, we cannot even say Arjuna was confused. Krishna was manipulating him. Krishna was directing him. Now, for a pure devotee, he is always in touch with Krishna, and he's also guided by scripture. So he should not be confused. even in our present situation, the pure devotee, he is guided by scripture, he is in touch with Krishna, his heart, and he also has contact with other sadhus. So it is said, Shastra, Guru, and Sadhu, they are the checkpoints, the three check balances. Shastra, Sadhu, and Guru, they are the three check and balances. So if there is any confusion, one should cross-check with these three authorities. So a pure devotee, he is in touch with his spiritual master or other sadhus. He is in the scripture, and he's also in touch with Krishna from within the core of his heart, and Krishna gives him guidance. So there shouldn't be any question of a pure devotee getting confused because of his service. Arjuna's case was a special case. Krishna put him in that situation so that he can speak Bhagavad-Gita for the benefit of all of us.
Thank you, Maharaj. Our next question from Ivory Coast. Adok Saja Prabhu, unmute yourself. Adok Saja, unmute. Okay, he wrote it down in the chat room. Adok Saja Prabhu wants to know, I want to know what Maharaj think about the COVID crisis. Karma reaction of Krishna, ways to establish Sanatana Dharma, as he is told in the Bhagavad-Gita.
Well, this COVID situation is a very, very difficult situation. But I also heard one devotee say, now that whatever happens, Krishna's hand is inside, because a blade of grass does not move without Krishna's sanction. So the people of the world, they have behaved in a way such that Krishna allows this kind of situation to happen. And even though it is very, very disastrous, we are even losing our own devotees, and many people are losing family members and relatives and friends. But still, there must be some reason why Krishna allowed this. I've heard from some devotees from different parts of the world, they're saying that actually the COVID has brought fear of God in many people. Those people who do not believe in the existence of God, those who do not believe in the authority of God, now everybody is praying and everybody is trying to understand Krishna consciousness. I have heard from other devotees from other countries that preaching is becoming more favorable. People are now accepting books and they want to chant, they want to hear about Krishna consciousness. So for me, I think there must be some reason why Krishna allowed this to happen. Because people were thinking they're independent, nothing can check them. Now this tiny virus is putting fear of God in everyone, because you don't know whether you're the next to die or not. So everybody is now praying and trying to, my dear God, please protect me from this virus. So in one sense, even though it is such a devastating situation, but from my understanding, it is helping some people to give up their demonic mentality, their independent mentality, and they are now turning to pray to God, please God, kill this virus, remove this virus from the world. So,
thank you, Maharaj. Now I have my three questions coming.
Oh, final question.
I have three serious questions I want to clarify. I can take two. You mentioned when the chakra was pursuing the Vasamuni all over the planet.
Yeah.
Because Krishna personally put the chakra on top of the house. So my question is, due to the offense of the Vasamuni, when devotees offend devotees or disturb the movements, why is this Surasang chakra not pursuing them? And the devotees have to go through serious pain for many years.
Well, because they are also chanting and they are also devotees, so Krishna does not send the chakra to pursue them. And you see, the situation with Durvasa Muni is a bit different. Now, Durvasa Muni actually created a demon from his hair. He pulled out a hair from his head and dashed it to the ground. And from that, a huge demon was created that wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj. And so at that time, the chakra has to act. So definitely, if somebody wants to attack a devotee and kill him or do such a thing, Krishna will react, definitely. But in a situation like the people are also devotees, they are also doing some service, they are also chanting Hare Krishna, but somehow or the other, they are not doing things the right way. Krishna does not release his chakra. And we even see in the case of Jagai and Madai, when they broke Lord Nityananda's head, Lord Chaitanya wanted to kill them with his chakra, but Lord Nityananda intervened. Lord Nityananda said, my dear Lord, in this age of Kali, if you want to kill the chakra, then you have to kill everybody, because everybody is Jagai and Madai. We have come to deliver them from their demonic mentality. We have come to kill their demonic mentality. We have not come to kill their bodies. So Lord Nityananda actually pleaded on behalf of Jagai and Madai. And because of that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu withdrew the chakra. So we can say a similar thing is happening. Krishna could have released his chakra to kill such people, but Lord Nityananda and other devotees are also favoring such people. They are praying for such people. They are wishing them good. And so Krishna's chakra cannot function. Krishna's chakra cannot work.
Thank you, Maharaj. Okay, we'll take last question from Sahadev, then we can let you rest.
Thank you. Actually, I have another program at 12 o'clock, so the earlier.
Sahadev, please, rush it.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much for the answers to all the various questions. Well, since you don't have enough time, I think I'll have to change my question, because the question I plan to ask would have involved lengthy answer.
I see.
But my little understanding is that even though it is said Kalo Shudra Sambhavan, like in this age of Kali, everybody is born Shudra.
Yeah.
But that is not an absolute fact, in the sense that even though some people are born in this age of Kali, Srila Prabhupada was born in the age of Kali. Nobody can say he was a Shudra.
No.
It is said that in Kali Yuga, 75% of the population are irreligious. Only 25 are religious.
Yeah.
In Satya Yuga, 100%. But it was in this same Satya Yuga that we had a demon like Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah.
Hiranyakashipu appeared in the age of Satya. So when we say that it is it is not advisable for devotees to enter into politics because of the age, I do not think, I need to be corrected, that's what I'm saying. I do not think that it is an absolute rule that devotees should not, but we tell devotees the dangers involved in it, but it's doable. And if we can have devotees in such higher positions, even though they may not get everything they want to go through, still, it will be helpful. This is my little understanding, and if you can shed something more to that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. I think Maharaj is making the statement in reference to Nigeria. Nigerian situation is very volatile, very, very volatile. And so he gave a number of examples how many devotees have disappeared and lost their devotional career because they got involved into politics or high-level administration. So that is there. But in Ghana, it's a different situation. So it depends on the circumstances. I mean, Krishna Kripa, he's a politician. In and out, he's a politician. But he's a devotee also. He's a great devotee. You know, I always love to be in his association because anytime I'm with him, he doesn't talk politics, he talks devotional service. And when he was a politician, he talks politics. So he knows where and how to go about his business. You know, he respects devotees, he loves devotional service. And so that is there. So there was one thing I wanted to say also. Okay, you talk about Hiranyakashipu. Yeah, something came to my mind. You know, even at the beginning of creation, it is mentioned in one of the Puranas how from the beginning of creation, Lord Krishna, Lord Garbhodakashayi Vishnu actually created two demons. One is called Madhu and one is called Kaitaba. Yeah, the lotus flower on which Lord Brahma was born, there were 2 drops of water. One water was sweet, and from that sweet water, Madhusura was born. The demon Madhu was born. And one water was not sweet, and from that water, Kaitaba was born. So even from the beginning of creation, demons are there.
Yes.
Did the Lord do that? Why did the Lord do that? It is said that because Garbhodakashayi Vishnu wanted to engage in a pastime with these demons. When the Lord wants to play, when he wants to wrestle, he wants to fight. He cannot do that in the spiritual world. He does that in the material world. So along with the creation of Brahma, 2 powerful demons were created. And these powerful demons, they were very eager to fight with the Lord. And when Brahma saw these 2 demons, he was in anxiety. He was thinking he's the only person, but when he realized these 2 demons around, he felt he was in trouble. So he was sweating just seeing these demons. From his sweat, a living entity manifested from the sweat of Brahma, a black living entity. And so Brahma was watching, is it a 3rd demon that is coming now? And it developed into Jambavan. Jambavan came from the sweat of Brahma. And it is said that Jambavan, he actually witnessed all the pastimes of the Lord from the beginning till now. So the point I wanted to make is that even demons are there from the very beginning of creation because they have a role to play. In fact, when the demigods become disillusioned, when the demigods, they forget their service, Krishna allows the demons to bring them into check. So the demons are also playing some role in the creation. When the demigods fail to do their work properly, Krishna allows the demons to check them, to punish them, and bring them back to their senses. So therefore, even from the beginning of creation, demons are always there.
Thank you, Maharaj, so much. Maharaj,
Hare
time is
Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Krishna Prabhu, just a second. Sorry, Maharaj. I sent a name and a number to you on private chat. I wanted to pick it before you go because there's an apostle Christian person I've been cultivating online.
Yeah.
He's keenly interested in Krishna consciousness in Ghana. So I've sent his number and his number and his name is in your direct chat. So please kindly pick it up.
Okay,
Sorry,
thank you very much.
In this chat room.
Sarek, I should send it also to his WhatsApp now. Because once you sign out, he will lose it.
Okay. I will send it to your WhatsApp now.
That's better. Yes.
So we ask all the devotees to kindly unmute yourselves and let's chant Hare Krishna to Maharaj for coming, please.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go ahead. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to play. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bola, bola. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,